I look at a storm as an accelerator. What's
Mhm.
that storm going to do? That's going to project you. Are you going to take advantage of that or are you not? Business principles are universal. So
Mhm.
you have a business model for residential, very similar to commercial. What do we need to do? We need to start solving their problems and creating relationships.
What's the best way to generate a roofing lead?
The best way, the easiest way is going to be your door-to-door after.
Yeah.
It's just so easy. But the best way is going to be marketing. It truly is.
Welcome back to another episode of Construction Tech Talk, where we blend the traditions of the trades with the innovations of the future. We got one of my best buds in the roofing space, Allen Mick, man. The man, the myth, the legend, a serial entrepreneur. He's dipped his toes in a little of this, little of this. He's got all the skill sets to drop some wisdom on our topic today of the top 3 roofing business models from startup to success. And now what I love about Alan here is he's got that wisdom, the family wisdom, right? His dad's the OG, right? Grew up in roofing, and now he's watched it evolve, right? To take that new tech savvy, business savvy skill set and drop that into roofing.
Yeah, I've got some experience in it. I've seen, I've been involved with these businesses that are different business models. And so I've seen some fail, I've seen some successes. I know why they fail, why they haven't, the people involved. So, and then I can watch as the industry develops and come up with more ideas. Yeah.
So, okay. So when was like your first memory in roofing and what was it?
Ooh, I've got the young, when I was a child, I'd go with my dad to go start a new business. I say start a new business. So they used to be joint ventures or sets, and I'd fly in with him to a new market after a hail or windstorm hit. And we would go make a deal with a local company owner, do a joint venture, and then go to Kinko's. I guess my favorite memory was at Kinko's building out the whole marketing of this new company, the contracts, the business cards, all of that.
Yeah.
And then a day later, there'd be 30 guys there hitting doors, and we had the office and all that. So that was probably my first memories. Yeah.
So basically going into a market that just had storm damage and basically just popping up,
Yeah.
right?
Popping up.
Coming out of nowhere, becoming part of that brand and just blowing up the sales team, basically, right?
Scaling that business. Yep.
Scaling that. And so what was that like? I mean, like, were you old enough to take some stuff away from that in terms of like business, or was it more just like a family type of memory type thing?
So in retrospect, I am. Right?
Yeah.
I can look back on it, be like, oh, wow. But at the time, absolutely not. I'm just having fun with my dad. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
cutting this, doing this, like everybody else does crafts at home. That was my crafts. It was coming up with a logo for a roofing company that didn't have a logo,
Which is pretty
but they
cool
were-
experience.
They had one page of the yellow pages, and they've
The
been around
yellow
for 20
pages.
years, but they didn't do enough business to anything. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So in retrospect, I still take a lot away from those.
Yeah, 100%. So today's topic is going to be the 3 top roofing business models, right? That are going to work for you from startup to success. And we got the wisdom right here. Not only just his wisdom, but we got just your network, your family, your friends, right? The people in your community, right? That have poured into you as well, right?
Yeah.
You've seen a little bit of everything. Like, I think a good starting point is just to think about the different business models, and then we'll break them down into our 3, right? So we have insurance, we got retail, right? Commercial, we put that in a separate bucket, or we put that into one of those.
And there's retail, there's insurance restoration, and there's so many different components that go to this business model. It's like such a loaded question, right? Top 3 business models.
But we're going to hook you up.
We're gonna hook you up,
that will
sure.
actually work, that you guys will be able to implement. And you pick the one that works best for you based off your market, your situation, stuff like that. So what do you think about this then? We could do retail.
Yep.
We could do local insurance.
Okay.
And then we could do storm chasing.
Yep.
As the 3rd one right there.
Yeah.
What do you think of
I've
that?
got a number 1 in my head. I don't know if I can give you 3, but I've got 1 in my head that I believe is the top business model.
Well, keep that one for last because
Okay.
I'm just spitballing. He's going to
Okay.
give you guys the
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
information over here. All right. So
So-
let's start with your number 3 then. Hit me with your number 3, and we'll work our way down to the best business model.
Retail. I'd say just retail, just one market, not traveling.
Okay.
Here's my biggest thing, and it's pretty opposite to what most gurus are saying in the industry. but most gurus haven't been around for 20, 30 years, right?
Yeah.
I've been blessed to watch this industry mature, and success leaves clues. Industries follow these same patterns.
Yep.
So when storm chasing first started, we didn't have Hail Trace. Shout out to Hail Trace. Hail Trace is absolutely amazing. It was
Brand, what up?
yeah, it was local guys that had a hail or windstorm that was significant enough that they showed up and they're like, oh no, these roofs are destroyed. So, and in some cases, they didn't even know they were destroyed.
Yeah.
Let's go with the assumption that the local guys figured out that the roof was destroyed from hail or wind. So these guys, whether this is in Minneapolis or wherever else, would go out and they treat it just like a retail job because they didn't know insurance. They didn't know anything else. So they go out and they say, okay, this is a $10,000 roof. Sign here, press hard, 3 copies. You need a new roof. So they 3 copies.
Or was it just like a small group of people that were doing that?
This is what I would call as today's storm catchers, your local guys.
Okay, the local guys. Okay,
so it used to be, so if you live where are you from in Wisconsin?
Right outside of Milwaukee.
So right outside of Milwaukee gets hit with a hailstorm, you own a roofing company. What are you going to do?
Gotcha.
You treat that job just like any other job.
That's what my buddy in Michigan did. Yeah, 100%.
You go out and you sell the roof. It's $10,000. You set your price. Here's what it is. Well, okay, you probably, I from the homeowner, I don't have $10,000 to buy a new roof. So I'm going to call my insurance. So I call my insurance. My insurance sends an adjuster out. Well, I've got to handle this whole process myself. So I don't know what to do. I'm asking you for help because you're the contractor.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know the insurance process. I'm a roofer.
Oh, Rupert, it's $10,000. Good luck. Come to me when you got 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what it used to be. So what happened? I had to jump through all those hoops to get the money on the table. What happened is the insurance company came in at $8,000. Then what happens? What are you going to tell me? Oh, I only have $8,000. Are you going to drop the price? No, probably not, because you're a good business person and your prices. Well, you call the insurance company. You may finance it, but financing really wasn't as big back in the day. It was go down to your local bank and try to get a deal, which you could do. Well, I could do that. So that's how the industry was. That was storm restoration. And then it was mainly Texas people that started storm chasing. Okay. They started finding
these guys over here.
Because Texas,
these cowboy fans,
hailstorms for so long. Dallas, you had
pelted
all the time. And then the hailstorm started hitting northern markets like Minneapolis, Minnesota in the 90s, got hit a lot. And you can ask Mike Goldstein about this. Like we had a conversation about how crazy the 90s were for Minneapolis.
For Minneapolis?
For Minneapolis, the 90s was big hell years. So anyway, so it gets pelted and the storm chasers come in and they go door to door, just like they do nowadays. And they say, we're storm specialists. We will actually give you this white glove approach. And you don't have to lift a finger. I'll meet the insurance company. I'll point the damage out. I will help work with them to come to an estimate to where I can do the work, and it's only going to cost your deductible. So you're sitting here as a property owner, and it's like, do I plan to pay out of pocket, meet an adjuster myself, negotiate with the insurance company myself, negotiate with you myself, figure out how to do the money? Or do I want to go with this company that's going to do everything for me? Mm-hmm. Insurance specialist was a white glove, higher end approach, so you didn't have to do anything. So all these people that are shouting behind the rooftops, retail, 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 set your price, do it this way. They don't understand that that's how it used to be. And those guys got put out of business because they weren't white glove.
Mm-hmm. So what about now with retail then? Are you anti-retail, it sounds like? Is that even a top 3? I don't know here.
These change, right? So just like anything else, you need to have multiple different solutions for your clients. So I don't believe that storm only is just really an option anymore because of the competition, the changing market. I don't believe that retail is an option. All retail is an option anymore. I think you have to be able to set your price. I love the idea of this is my price. It's based off my profit and loss. These are my margins. It's going to be this way every time. I think there's some ethical issues with saying the insurance company comes in, I'm going to change my price depending on what the insurance company does. The only justification I see there is the insurance companies themselves are very tough to deal with. Mm-hmm. That's a hoop in and of itself. You're complicating the contractor's business if they're working.
It's a whole new skill set and process you have to have in your business.
So yeah, raise the price for that because now I've got to do more. So I can kind of see a little bit of logic there, but at the same time, it's be adaptable. It's like have this retail model. So here's this model. Retail model where you set your own price, you go out, you sell it, you finance it, but you're willing to work with the insurance company to come to an agreeable price. That's that.
So you're still doing the insurance game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell a story for each one of these because we're going from start to success. So we're gonna say that we're in Michigan. Okay, because I actually had a buddy out there who is in Michigan, well established. So we'll say we've been in roofing, you're in sales, we start our own company in Michigan. All we did was retail. Yep. Right. And now a storm hits. How would you be handling that then?
So the storm hits. I look at a storm as an accelerator. What's that storm going to do? That's going to project you. Are you going to take advantage of that or are you not? So you take advantage of it. So the first thing that you're going to do is recruit. You need to recruit some more people to be able to handle this business, this infrastructure. You need to reach out to your suppliers and make sure you have credit lines, up your credit lines. Be ready for that kind of business that you're going to come in. Find out how many people. And this is all done the night of the hailstorm. Right? So this is a whiteboarding. This is getting together with your partners or upper management, and you get in a room and you grab a legal pad and you write down, okay, this is the sales reps that I can get in the business.
Yeah.
This is how many. This is what I expect them to do. This is what I expect the cost. This is going to be done in so many days because you're amplifying your business. So now I would turn around and I would set your prices. Keep with your same prices. Don't change your pricing, right? Have your prices, have them standard. Send your sales reps out to go either door knock or run the leads that are getting called in. If you're local, you're getting calls left and right because you have a local presence. You're already there. So run the leads, then door knock around the leads, and then you sell the jobs. But you go in and you sell them. Look, your insurance company has their own software system that they use to try to dictate pricing. It's called Xactimate. But we have our own pricing based off of our profit and loss that we give out. Because of that, I'm able to give you a price today. Here's an estimate of what I think your insurance company is going to charge. Here's a photo report of all the damages that I found on your roof. Send this estimate, send this photo report off to your insurance company and see and file the claim. Sometimes they may go ahead and approve it based off pictures and the estimate. Sometimes they may send an adjuster out. Be that person that does the service. Be the adjuster. Show them the damages. Don't fight with him. Don't argue with him. Don't push him on the roof. Don't leave him stranded on the roof. Don't negotiate because you're not a public adjuster. Be the expert that you are. Show them what you find is damaged, why you think it needs to be replaced, and show them that your estimate. And then he's going to go do his thing, create the estimate, send it out. And then that estimate comes in for X amount of dollars and you're at Y. And you either take it or you don't, right? Yeah, but I say be lenient and take the job.
So I would say this though. So in that scenario, would you say that'd be a good idea to try to get some kind of consulting or a vendor on helping with the insurance process if you're going to go gun ho and you really don't know it that well?
Well, this is stuff that's in my head.
Yeah, it is. But let's say if you're back in Michigan, really what this is going to be the retail market who sometimes catches a storm.
Yeah. So if you don't know anything, you need to bring something.
Yeah, you got to bring something. He's just getting excited over here a little bit because that's his world, right? So he doesn't even know retail world, I don't think. I don't think he's a retail guy.
Yeah, I forget. It's hard to understand the lack of knowledge. When you learn something, it's hard to comprehend not knowing it.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's kind of where I'm at when I'm giving that advice. So I guess your first step is to call somebody that knows all of the stuff.
Want to scale your construction business to multi-million-dollar success? The Better Boss Blueprint is your free guide to unlocking growth with 5 proven strategies. It's fast, actionable, and designed for contractors like you. Don't wait. Click the link in the show notes and start growing today.
So we'll backtrack a little bit because I think that's going to even go deeper in the insurance side. So I think if we're going the retail here, we're starting it up. This is what I'm going to be doing. You can kind of, we'll put this business file together on the run, basically what we're doing here. This is like a brainstorm session, right? I like the data, right? So I'm in Michigan. I'm going to pick my hotspot of the properties, houses that I really want to work, right? And get my name in, right? And I'm going to go and I'm going to get all their data. I'll be reaching out to them with emails and different things like that, but I'll also be knocking doors and I'm just going to be pitching something that's, $7.99 a year. You get 2 inspections, a discount on your repairs, get them used to paying me. Filling up that database.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
And that's your retail model. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what did you add on that side?
Just the retail.
I don't think he likes retail. I think that's why I put number 3.
I don't dislike retail. You understand, I come from a world where a roof is going to get damaged by hail or wind at some point. And it's a sad truth that if you pay for a roof out of pocket and a hailstorm hits the next year and destroys that roof, now you've got to pay a deductible on the next one. So it's like, it also depends on where you live. But most of the time, they're places where there is high winds or hail. And so I would wait till the longest possible time to replace my roof. And we go back, we did it.
But that's Colorado, that's Texas. We got to go back to Michigan. We got to finish Michigan. What about presentation? Right? What about branding? What about customer experience? What about productizing your service?
You're right.
You know what I mean?
So when I
engaging sales presentations.
And he asked a question to give an answer. Why don't you love retail?
You're supposed to talk about insurance. That's what he wants.
So look, retail, you have to brand first. You have to come with a brand. You have to brand first.
Go premium.
Then you have to grab the trust of everybody around you. Do things like this. What are we doing right now? Right? It's a podcast.
Yeah.
It's networking.
Yeah.
Go to your local officials. Go to business people. Go get them on a podcast that relates to them and to their business, right?
Build their relationships. Give value into the community.
Exactly. Give value back to the community. Be a member of the community chamber of commerce and stuff like that. Find the data of the older homes. I say that not many roofs need to be replaced because of wear and tear, because eventually they get damaged, but they do, especially in Michigan. So you're going to have ones that are damaged. So find some permit data. Find out when these roofs were replaced last and find out where they are. So those are going to be your ideal clientele. If the average life expectancy of a roof in the state of Michigan is 30 years, then I want 15 years or older roofs, and I want to start targeting them. I want to start going to do roof tune-ups and things like that to, again, build that trust.
And it's all, like, I'm targeting very segmented. So I'm going premium brand, premium products, right? And a premium price point, right? And I'm attacking those beautiful homes, and I'm getting video testimonials, reviews, pictures, case studies, all that stuff. And now all my sales information is going to match the look I want.
So I think a retail storm catching business is my number 3.
Number 3.
It's a retail business, local, and it's a storm catcher. And you build
rarely though, right? Like Michigan, because we're about to be talking about something like Denver now here in a second. That's going to about to change everything, right?
Yep.
So because I think that's number 2. Wouldn't you say that's number 2? I guess I don't know.
Commercial. I would go commercial.
So commercial, we're going 2. So we're going retail, and then we're going commercial.
Yeah.
And those are the top 2 so far. Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. So now we're talking commercial. I mean, commercial's my world. Now we're talking business development.
So you can't live in small town Michigan and fly to Denver to do a $20,000 roof. That doesn't make sense. But you can live in small town Michigan and fly to Denver to do a $5 million. Okay. So
let's do Wichita. I got a buddy that was in Wichita. Now he's all over commercial. So let's pretend we're a contractor in Wichita, starting a commercial.
What state? Like
Kansas.
Yeah. I think Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah.
So Wichita, Kansas, which is centrally located. So commercial is key. I love commercial because there's so many things that I love about commercial. So one, homeowners, you're dealing with emotion. Okay. And if you deal with homeowners, whether you're anywhere home improvement, you know that you're dealing with the emotion of that homeowner, and it can be tough. Materials put in the wrong place. I think of a Karen when I think of that.
But the littlest things, right? And they're all headed.
I am a Karen when it comes to my home, and I don't blame you for being a Karen. You should be.
That's fair.
Your kids live there. Your wife lives there. That's where your family's at. So be a Karen. It's your home. I expect that. That's why I don't sell to Karen.
100%.
I don't like dealing with owners.
Life's easier, right, with a property owner.
Yeah.
When you say the sales experience is different, the number of customers is different.
I understand problems. I understand issues. I'm not dealing with it every day. So businesses definitely are a lot different, right? What also do you have in commercial? And this is just conceptual, right? I start from the top. Conceptual differences in the business. So if you're dealing with commercial, you're dealing with business owners who are running a business, so they think differently. On top of that, the type of roofing system, you're dealing with less shingles. The reason why shingles are different, the reason why I like flat roofs and big metal roofs is really they take longer to build. Okay, if something takes longer to build, how many times is it 3 o'clock, rush hours, beacon closes at 5 o'clock. You got your phone, you're on the phone talking to somebody, the crew's calling you and saying, I need another bundle of ridge. I need 3 pipe jacks, and you're racing trying to get there because there's rain tomorrow. it's stressful because
You got a bunch of those going on,
And-
right?
and what's everybody's pick? We get it built in one day,
Yeah.
right? And it's cleaned up in one day. It's not 2 days to load it. Rather take 3 days to build a roof. Like, stop it. Like, it's not. It's actually counterproductive to build a roof in one day.
Yeah.
Now, I got crews that would finish roofs in 4 hours,
right?
So what do you get? You don't get a lot of exposure, which means not a lot of marketing, especially if you give those catch-alls and those equipters.
Up and
Like,
down.
how do you sell the neighbors if you're in and out in 4 hours? The neighbors don't see you build the roof. Commercial's different. You're on that roof for days, sometimes weeks. And so if they're short material, you don't have to drop everything you're doing and run to the supply house immediately. It's quality of life you're dealing with here. And so that's a big thing about commercial. I really like the quality of life with
You're
something.
juggling less too, right? So the customer in general, the persona of a property owner, right? They're not going to be as nitpicky as a homeowner, right? So they're going to be less involved, which is already nice, right? But what do they care about now? What is that commercial property owner or whatever, property manager, stuff like, what do they care about?
Their business.
They care about their business.
Every business is different. So, but they care about their business. That's all about the dollars and cents of their business. What is this costing me? What's the benefit of it? Does it hurt me if it's not? Does it hurt me during construction? Do I need it now? Do I need it later? Those are their concerns. It just depends on the business, right? It's very business dependent. I love that. And then obviously it's a business. Businesses are for
Business
profit,
to business too.
right? Businesses are for profit. And you as a roofer are in commercial, it's for profit. Well, would you rather sell $20,000 ticket items or $2 million ticket items or $500,000 ticket
Dude,
items?
I even think about that with restaurants. I'm like, how many donuts do they have to sell to cover their rent?
It's crazy.
So I only go high tickets.
It's
It's
so
too much otherwise.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather sell if you're what you want to make, if your dreams and your goals in life have to do with money, and money is a tool to get you those things, whether it's time, whether it's whatever it is, whatever your goals are, you need money. Sadly enough, that's the world that we live in. So if I need that money, and how many $20,000 roofs do I have to sell to do $10 million a year versus $500,000 roofs?
Yep.
And that's common sense to me.
So let's say we just started making Nick commercial roofing.
Yeah,
All right.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
Coming
not
to
bad,
you.
right?
Yep.
And we're kickstarting Wichita.
Yep.
What's our startup plan here looking like? What are some strategies we're implementing?
So first of all, I back out. It's national.
out.
It's not.
We're going national.
We're going national.
We might be in a small market, but we're going national.
We're going national. So we brand ourselves on the national level. Why? Because $1 million job, there's enough money in it to fly somewhere and put that together, no matter where it is. So maybe we have a dollar figure that we look at when we go national, but we go national.
Plus, some people have properties nationwide.
Exactly. And it's very similar. Business principles are universal. So you have a business model for residential, very similar in commercial. What do we need to do? We need to start solving their problems and creating relationships. Yep. So what do we need? That D word that you said.
I wasn't paying attention.
We need data.
We need data.
So we need to go after these property owners. Where do property owners hang out? Where do they meet? Things like that. Or they
Segmented too, right? Based off property manager,
different types of
right?
properties.
Yeah.
And then, but we build out one core, and it's basically our tripwire, if you will, the lowest offer that we have. If our core value offer is replacing a full roof, underneath is repair, underneath is maintenance. So you start out with maintenance, you come up with a maintenance program, and you give it to them. But
what percent of commercial roofs need maintenance at any point in the
90?
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead. Unless it's my roof.
Yeah,
It's, you know, that's one of the ones is making nicks. So look, it is the maintenance, but you have to do it in a way that does not peg you in this hole as the repair guy. So I've seen a lot of people that tell you, go start repairing. And then they brand their company, this repair company, and they go out and they're known as this repair company, and they have this relationship with this big complex. And do you want to be the chuck in a truck repair guy, or do you want to be the replacement only guy? So we brand ourselves as a roof replacement company, but we just so happen to have a maintenance division that can help
take care of our portfolio, property owners, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And we come up with contracts that give us first right of refusal to do the roof if we're doing.
Yeah.
So So we do that immediately. And that's at a local level to give us revenue because they're easier to reach. But then at the same time, we start reaching out to lead generation companies and we start getting commercial leads all over. We go through property management companies, go through government contracts.
Hey, and all these I'm doing inside sales team too. I'm doing calls, I'm doing everything that's working with the outside sales. I don't see that enough, and there needs to be more of that.
Yep, inside sales team. And they work with an outside sales teams, and we hit storms that pop up. And that's what we do.
I like that model a lot.
For simple.
I mean, that model sounds a lot better
Make it mix.
than the retail one. To be
Come
honest
sitting
with
near you, watch out.
We're about to be doing $2 million projects on the reg. Let's go. All right. Well, now we need the grand finale, man. So this is the one you guys have finally wait for here. What we got?
All of the above.
All of the above.
National commercial contractor that does retail residential for bread and butter in certain locations. That hits every single storm. And when you get to that storm, you're branded everywhere. You accelerate your brand in that area because you got storm chasers that go there. And you stay there. You don't run. You become that brand, that local entity, because you're going into a market and from scratch, you're going from 0 to 10 million. And off that 10 million, you built this great brand and people know you, they love you, they trust you because you replaced their roof. Now you're the roof replacer, not the roof repairer. And from there, you leave a local presence and you continue to mop up all the commercial and residential and you put forth the repair plans and you market the hell out of it. And now you're a nine-figure company overnight. And look, it sounds simple, but it's not, but it is. There's so many people that do it. And if you compare yourself to those people that have done it, you're capable.
I'm just going to name drop it right here. So one of my favorite clients for like 5 or 6 years, right, with the last company, Ben Farhouse, shouts out my brother. He's at the Chiefs games with you. But this guy right here, I mean, I saw it first. I watched it, right? I mean, that's exactly what he is. And he did such a great job with it. So Wichita, he's absolutely loved, right? So there's Farha Construction. There's a Farha Gym. Like the last name is like a thing, right? So everybody knows the Farha, so they love them. And they do all the residential, they'll do commercial. Right. And they have a couple other markets, a few other markets where they do some residential and they are liked for sure. But then commercial, they're everywhere. And it just seems like they're doing massive projects everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. And he just keeps growing like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So that's a staple right there. Right. And so what about on the insurance side? Then you're still incorporating a separate side? Or even have the house supplementing thing? Like, what is that going to look like?
The only time I would separate it is if you're doing DRPs and MRPs. That needs to be a whole separate division. What people don't understand is if you're stuck in the storm chasing rut and you try to become retail, well, how do you get those jobs?
Yeah.
You don't have a hailstorm to go knock doors to get that excitement and that urgency. So you really have to go to marketing. A lot of retail companies are marketing companies. They're marketing and sales companies. It's a lot different. Well, when you're in a storm restoration model, your sales reps self-generate leads. So they're not just being paid to sell, they're being paid to self-generate. So they're marketing and salespeople. And then on top of that, they're typically project managers. So you may pay them a profit split or a percentage off the top, and that gets a little ridiculous. You cannot pay for all this marketing to become a retail company, and your marketing spend goes up to a very high percentage, and then turn around and give a salesperson that makes a profit share that same thing. Your business will fail.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going, especially nationwide, right? Yeah, I think you just see an SEO that how expensive it would be to pay someone to hit all those markets.
Absolutely.
At that point, we're probably bringing in somebody internal for like the web and stuff like that, business development.
That's why you go per store.
Yeah.
It's not like nationwide overnight and they open these 50 offices unless you have mega DI hits. But it's like a storm hits, you go there, you open that office.
But every time you're adding a monthly expense, it's decent and chunk. You know what I mean? It ain't cheap, bro. You know what I mean? But so I'm just saying, I would probably bring somebody in eventually.
You should look at like 50 to 100 grand on the small end when you're opening that storm of upfront capital. Yeah, you're going really big.
So you're saying storm chasing?
Okay.
Storm chasing.
When you go on that new,
I'm not worried about SEO on storm chasing. More about business development.
The minute that you're there, they're going door to door and they're storm chasing, but they're also, then the SEO kicks in. So when that storm dries out, when you have only a year to replace it, a year to file a claim, now you're staying there. Now you're pushing SEO. Now you're stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
And so eventually your markets And then it's just, where did the lead come from? You as a sales guy, I would pay you differently if it's a house-generated market lead versus a self-generated lead. But I would keep that under one bucket, whether it's retail, house-generated marketing lead, or it's a self-generated insurance lead, or even if it's self-generated retail lead. Those are all different.
What's the best way to generate a roofing lead?
The best way, the easiest way, is going to be your door-to-door after. So
Yeah.
it's just so easy. But the best way is going to be marketing. It truly is. If your company is a lead generation machine and it generates leads itself, and you don't have to go to door, you're not relying upon storms, that's the best way.
100%.
But it's not the easiest.
No, it's going to take some time too.
The hardest is you need that brand. And so if you're trying to start a brand today from scratch, if you want to tell me, hey, Alan, I'm in Michigan and I want to start a retail company today, I'd say good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm not going to waste my time advising you because it's so difficult, right?
Retail?
To be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because you have such a high upfront cost to start becoming that brand, and you don't have those easy.
It takes a while to
lanes,
get there. Yeah,
right?
for
It
sure.
just takes so long to get there.
100%.
It's go
But
start.
you have to be a better salesperson now. You got to be a better salesperson
Some
for sure.
retail guys.
You know, like that's no joke. It could be you say, I'm going to sell you this for the price of a call.
Well, it can't be done. I'm not a big fan of making things harder for myself when I'm already going out on a
Well, yeah, I agree. Right? Yeah, simplify as much as you can, right? Simplify, make it as easy. Just do a few things really well, streamline them. But those are the top 3 roofing business models. So if you guys are out there and you tuned in, let us know which one you guys are currently using, or if you guys are switch it up, or just get
Am I full of
going.
shit?
Yeah, you don't even know what we're talking about, and that's completely fine. Let us know. Tune in. All right, remember, Better Boss built to be better, right? You guys are always looking to improve, level up. Let's go. Let's make this the best year yet. Subscribe, share, like. Come on, let's go. Give a shout out to our buddy Allen Mick here. Take for shares with us.
Thank you, brother.
Later.
Thank you, man.